Once upon a time, two friends joined forces to bring you the best in horror entertainment. Brian from the north, Tim from the south, each bringing their own unique perspective to the horror community. Movie reviews, Blu-ray releases, beer pairings, games, and more. Welcome to your new home for horror. This is Civil Gore.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the Civil Gore Podcast. I'm your host, Tim.
And this is Brian. And so this is our first video one. I apologize because my camera is not as fancy as Tim's. I am just using my laptop camera here. So if this works out, though, well, I'm going to upgrade the camera. But
yeah,
as you can see, we're a little festive, though. So
yeah, we are festive, yeah. I didn't buy my camera. Work got me a camera because they were making us be on Zooms all the time. So I got the advantage of getting a nice camera, not having to pay for it, because I would normally just be using my same laptop camera for sure. But and also my Santa hat doesn't stay on my headphones very well, so
it's hard. Mine's like tight, but the funny thing is when I took off my headphones, it's so stuck on now, like it's like one piece. It's like a combination of Santa hat headset kind of.
You'll have to wear that all year, just like that.
I know, literally. I'm gonna have to walk around with this wire hanging down, but I do have my festive drink though.
Yeah, I was about to say, what are we drinking?
I got an eggnog with some vodka in it. Actually, some espresso vodka, that Van Gogh double espresso vodka. So
this is not holiday whatsoever. This is a Pretty Pumpkin Ale. This is from Wilmington Brewing, so right local. And they have some pretty good beers, and this is their pumpkin offering this year.
Yeah, but you know what though, pumpkins. You and I are in that whole thing. Pumpkin goes through the whole seasons. It goes from from the whole fall through the winter, basically. Because I'm always there's no reason not to stop pumpkin so harshly, like
I know, yeah. I mean, it's like you can't just be like a 2-month drink. I mean, I can't drink that much beer in 2 months.
Yeah,
and get rid of all my pumpkin.
I think Starbucks throws everybody off because as soon as like our Halloween is like over, I feel like they shift from their pumpkin right to their gingerbread lattes and stuff.
Yeah.
We can't let them guide us. We need to make our own path.
That's right. So this is an experiment. We're going to try doing a video dismemberment. You guys that are on the audio feed, you're welcome to keep listening on the audio feed because we're going to have that as an audio only version regardless. But we seem to be getting a lot of YouTube traction with our dismemberment. So I figured, hey, it might be fun for those that have never seen us record a podcast. You can check us out on YouTube and watch it there and see kind of how the sausage is made. Because I'm not going to do I'm not much of a video editor, so I'm not going to really edit this.
Yeah, this is really pretty much what you get. Like, and I usually don't record outside, but wanted to be in the spirit of New York at Christmas time here.
I don't know if you're dressed appropriately, Brian. I don't know if
definitely not.
Hoodie's going to cut it, but
yeah, this is the Central Park view of the holidays here in New York. So that's
nice. I put in the appropriate dark horror mood lighting here, but. I'm Blue Tim tonight. I'm not Red Tim, which is good.
Yeah, Red Tim. Red Tim is definitely not that. Even though red, of course, is a Santa Claus color, but Red Tim is not festive like
I'm not as
think
nice.
A Red Tim would be. Yeah,
no, Red Tim's not nice. Blue Tim's very nice. So.
Yeah, Blue Tim is very nice. Blue Tim's the normal Tim, by the way. We should clarify that. Red Tim is a rarity. He doesn't come out very often. It takes a failed finale in a trilogy to bring
which
Red
we'll
Tim
be
out.
talking about this month, by the way.
Yeah, actually, it does make an appearance. Funny enough.
All right, well, let's get started. These are our Blu-ray releases for the month of December. We had 31 titles this month. One for every day.
Oh, we do have a special guest. I should announce him. He's sitting next to me. It's a Kringle Crease. I don't know if you can see him. I got him a couple of years ago. I think he came with like a Netflix promo thing for Cobra Kai.
That's great.
Crease Kringle. That's what it is. Crease Kringle. You're supposed to it's like the elf on a shelf kind of thing. So
see, that's why you guys need to watch the video version. You can see
it wasn't the greatest picture of it because it wrinkles out with my background, but I think if I hold him directly steady in front of me, you can get a good shot of
I can see him now
of Crease Kringle, so to speak. I think Martin Cove is I bet he really celebrate the holidays pretty well.
I bet he does. I bet he's like a really nice guy.
Oh, he is. I did meet him at a thing.
You did
he's actually
meet him.
super nice. Yeah, very, very nice.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah,
I love it. I love nice people that play mean characters. I always think that's neat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he was actually beyond nice when we met him. He was. It was a very brief meeting, but I it was more of a hello, how you doing kind of thing. And he but like I while online, I witnessed his interactions, and he spent, you know, he was one of those guys that kind of spent some nice time with everyone, chatting it up. Didn't feel like he was rushing you away or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah.
All right. So our first week is December 6th, and these are our titles. And kicking it off is our good friends at RLJ Entertainment that released a lot of the Shudder stuff. The first one up is Mad God from 2021. I think we did a feature on this, right?
We did, yeah. It was, yeah, and that was a fun one. It's very unique, I would say, to say the least, right? It was like 10 years in the making, something like that.
Yeah, it's all stop motion. The description here is a corroded diving bell descends amidst a ruined city, and the assassin emerges from it to explore a labyrinth of bizarre landscapes inhabited by freakish denizens. I think the best way to think about this movie is it's like an extended Tool video. If you've ever seen Tool, the band Tool, their music videos, it's almost like that. It makes about as much sense. But it's really neat. I mean, it's really kind of haunting imagery and stuff. It doesn't really have much of a plot, but I would encourage you to watch it because Phil Tippett's a genius.
Yeah, it's hard to if you want to describe this to somebody. Yeah, plot wise, I don't think you can do it.
The special features here: audio commentary by Phil Tippett and Guillermo del Toro. That's got to be interesting. Audio commentary by cast and crew members. Interview with writer-director Phil Tippett. Mad God influences and inspirations. Maya Tippett's The Making of Mad God. Maya Tippett's Worse Than the Demon. Academy of Art University and Mad God behind-the-scenes montage and behind-the-scenes photo gallery.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we probably should tell everyone because we don't usually do the video podcast recording here. So if you see me looking off to the side, we do have I have my rundown to the left of me. So that's why if you see me glance away, it's not because I'm not looking at Tim for any particular reason.
And believe it or not, we don't memorize the entire dismemberment.
No, we tried that once. It failed miserably, but you know, but next one again, like RLJ. Oh, you know what? This is like an RLJ week, really. Starts off pretty strong for them. But and that's Creepshow season 3 from 2022. The fictional Creepshow comic books come to life in this anthology series of terrifying tales, hosted by the silent Creepshow ghoul. And season 3 has got more of the same what you've been getting. It's a great revival of a franchise, so to speak, for a series.
I just caught up on this one, season 3. Finally,
I
caught
think
up
I have
with everything.
one or two left.
Yeah. I really liked. I can't remember exactly which episode it was, so forgive me. It was either in episode 5 or episode 6. There was one that I loved. It was my favorite of the whole season. So,
oh wow!
But I'll have to go back and refresh my memory. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but. It was really fun. So
and this one actually for an RLJ disc, it's got a couple of fun features. It's got the Amazon Comic-Con and at-home panel interview with Greg Nicotero, Maddie Doe, Rusty Cundiff, Michael Rooker, and James Remar. And it's moderated by Entertainment Weekly's Clark Collis. It's also got behind-the-scenes raw footage, comic art booklet, and behind-the-scenes photo gallery.
Next up from RLJ Entertainment, we have Old Man from 2022. When a Lost Traveler.
That's me, by the way. I feel like it's this week for sure. I got pain all over.
When a lost traveler stumbles upon an old man living in a remote cabin in the woods, he could never have imagined the nightmare that awaits. This, of course, has Stephen Lang. I will watch him in anything. He's kind of being typecast lately, but I don't care. He's
seriously. This trailer, I'm like, wait a minute. Why is he always like why are people always invading his home for some way?
Yeah,
some
why
reason?
is he not blind? That's all I could think.
Yeah, he could see in this one. That's good. At least he's got not that he didn't have it. It seemed to have the advantage still in the other one, but
he got an upgrade.
Yeah.
Next one he'll have superpowers.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he'll have super hearing too. He'll be everything. Next one is our pick of the week, so we'll skip that for now. So you're getting all that kind of like you're seeing my reactions. You're seeing our like motions. It's probably horrifying to everybody. The next one is Warner Archive. We don't get many of those as listed as the dismemberment because Warner Archive's kind of weird, you know.
Oh my god! I've got a drinking problem.
Oh no!
You saw me spill beer all over myself.
Yeah,
see, that's
Tim
the
turned
stuff
to Tim Stryker.
That's the stuff you're missing when you don't watch the.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's funny, and I broke a little. I said it was a glass when I texted you, but I meant it was like one of those little bottles of. Like I had 2 bottles of that little Van Gogh. I have a big bottle, but I also have the little ones that make perfect drinks with. And I broke the first one, and then so Julie had to come to the rescue, just like before our 50th episode. Remember that when I spilled my beer all over the computer? So things don't go well when we try a big event.
No,
I think spills happen always for us. But yeah, that's not a surprise. Usually I'm surprised it's Tim though. That's the surprise. Is that usually that's me. Like I'm probably spill that eggnog by the end of the day. That's why I'm drinking it fast so I can get through it. Anyway, but Warner Archive, they're kind of unusual. They release stuff like sometimes on demand, sometimes as like per order. So it's rare to actually see them with a full release scheduled like this. But anyway, it's Attack of the 50-Foot Woman from 1958. It says, all right, I'm gonna try and read this dramatically.
Synopsis is so dumb.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and read it dramatically to fit the synopsis here. So it says, one woman, 25 pairs of shoes. It's impossible not to have fun with this all-time kitsch classic, which, as fans know, is actually about a very big woman with a very bad attitude. The woman is wealthy Nancy Archer. Why is that her thing? Wealthiness. Well, let's play. Fresh from the loony bin and ticked off.
Fresh
Her
from
rat
the
of a husband. This is like so old school terms too.
Yeah.
Like, her rat of a husband has been at play while the feline's away, putting the moves on Honey Parker and scheming about the day when Nancy's fortune will be theirs. That day will never come. Not after Nancy has an alien encounter that zaps her metabolism into overdrive. Soon, Nancy's size matches her rage. She'll prove big girls don't cry. They get even, which was actually a title of a movie, by the way. It was starring the late and great Adrian Shelley. Anyway, but about the funny thing is they did recently on Full Moon did the Attack of the 50-Foot Cam Girl, and it like now based on this synopsis, it's like the almost exact same. It really went for that a parody of.
And there was a remake in the 90s with Daryl Hannah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there was, right?
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's like at one point they just felt like, well, let's do this, shrink people, and then we'll make them giant. It's like I guess they get tired of regular sized people terrorizing things. But Tim looks about as ridiculous as that synopsis, and it is.
There's a great Lana Del Rey video. If you know that singer, she did a cover of Sublime's "Summertime." And her video is basically Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. She's like giant. She's going through the city and stuff. It's pretty cool. You should check it out.
So does she have Lana Del Rage?
Yeah, I guess.
Because
I like Lana Del Rey.
No, she's fine. I was more basing a pun on the.
No, that's accurate.
Chris Kringle approves of that joke. Okay.
All right. Next up from Arrow, we have The Leech. I just heard about this one. Who posted that in our text? Somebody posted this in our text feed.
Did they? Was it Cone?
It must have been a Cone. It must have been a Cone exclusive. Cone scoop. We scooped Cone.
Yeah, Cone. Yeah, we might have scooped Cone actually, but we our text feeds is. I one day we need to share this, but like what's going on. But I don't think this is the time of the.
If I ever did a Patreon,
in on our group text feed. Yeah. Oh, you're right. That would be.
If we ever did a Patreon, one of the perks would be you get like one of our daily text feeds or something.
Yeah, which people could tell. Yeah, our text feeds
we'd have to screen for content, but we would.
Yeah, some of it. I mean, no, not that it's offensive in any way to any like it's just weird topics that came up. Like one time, I'll give one tidbit away. One time, we literally for a day and a half to 2 days discussed how Mrs. Potts from Beauty and the Beast. If she peed or not, and if she did, how? And that's I still the best was Ken, who missed because I guess he was at work all day, and he came back after this long day of work to about I think Yumi, Cone, and Emily have been going on all day about this. Ken comes back at like 9:30 at night from work. He's exhausted, and he just tries to catch up. And he's like, "Hey guys, welcome back." And the first thing I hit him with, "Well, what do you think on that?" He's like, "I'm exhausted. I don't know what the hell you." Talking about but it got to like I think it resurfaced like a few days later even that thing because I think you brought it up again for something
that one refused to die. So anyway, Arrow's The Leech from 2022. A devout priest welcomes a struggling couple into his house at Christmas time, which what begins as a simple act of kindness quickly becomes the ultimate test of faith once the sanctity of his home is jeopardized. I have no clue what was going on in this trailer. It looks cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, the descriptive terms were horny, bloody, and sadistic. So, I mean, that makes it intriguing right there. I mean,
Yeah.
That seems like it's like primed for a watch at some point.
Oh, this one has a lot of extras on it. Okay, so we got audio commentary with writer, producer, director Eric Pennycoff. Oh, that's a great name.
Why could he not be a film historian?
Eric Pennycoff. Oh, that's so good. I love it. And
is he like related into the Pennyworth, like Alfred Pennyworth?
That's what it sounds like, but it's like it's like a great little mash of Pennycoff. I love that. I love that. So it sounds so British.
It does. It's like Eric Pennycoff here.
Welcome to Pennycoff Station.
Yeah, or Pennycoff's Corner. We discuss today's stock market. I don't know.
Oh, Arthur Pennycoff, are you related to Bruce and Matilda Pennycoff, perchance? Live Chattanooga Film Festival audio commentary, virtual Q&A with director.
You got so serious from the Pennycoff right into the thing without even a pause. That was great, Tim.
That's what Anna said today when we were at Chick-fil-A, and she said your voice changes when you talk to the Chick-fil-A guy. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, your voice changes.
You have a Chick-fil-A exclusive voice.
I must have a Chick-fil-A voice. I was like, well, I'm just trying to be serious. And she's like, but when you talk to me, you're not serious. And I'm like, well, I can't be like talking to the Chick-fil-A guy like I talk to you. I mean,
now I'm curious. What do you say? Like you're like, I would like a second and third chicken sandwich, please. Like, how do you say it? Like, now I gotta hear this.
I'm not trying to change my voice. I'm just like, she's like, you're just changing your voice. I'm not changing my voice.
I love that she pointed that out. Like, she's so astute. She noticed that you have a specific...
Well, she says I have a podcasting voice too, which is probably correct.
Oh, well, that makes
everybody
sense. I'm
sure
you have to do that because you like if I talk like I'm pretty close, but I'm because with my strong New York accent and my like rambles on. I mean, I guess I don't change as much as some, but I try.
You're also, I mean, I've worked in a lot of public places and business places, and you kind of have to be like.
Well, I know I have an at work voice. Like when I'm in a work meeting.
Exactly, this is my work voice.
Much different. Yeah, I get I get more. I definitely try and go more slow and methodical. I don't try and ramble.
Right, and you don't like. I'm not as like. I'm way more country sound, not like super southern, but I'm more southern sounding when I'm not talking to other people.
Yeah,
like just like around the house because I'm lazy. I'm lazy with my speech.
Well, there's no point, but you don't need to show off at the house,
But speaking of accents, we have a virtual Q&A with director Eric Pennycoff.
Oh, he's back.
He's back. And the cast at the 2022 Chattanooga Film Festival. Preaching to the Void, a brand new visual essay exploring the Leech and Pennycoff's earlier films by critic Anton Patel.
Oh, he's actually used to be he was a film historian at one point.
That's right, yeah. The Voice of Reason, a brand new video interview with Pennycoff and actor Graham Skipper. I love how many times I've had to say Pennycoff.
Yeah, this is a record for Pennycoff. He's coming up again.
And what's the sound? It also reminds me of Moneypenny from James Bond.
Oh yeah,
which is another great name. Introduction and Q&A from the film's international premiere at Fright Fest 2022. Exclusive introductions to the film by Pennycoff and Skipper.
I don't even know what that sounds like. That sounds like an old vaudevillian show, doesn't it? Yeah. Like the Halsey Theater presents Pennycoff and Skipper. Yeah, I can't even imagine what that. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, this is good.
The making of the Leech. I can't finish. Behind the scenes,
this is how you get to see Tim's hysterics.
Oh my god, the making of the Leech behind the scenes is funnier when me and Ryan are looking at each other because we can see each other's facial expression. That makes me laugh even more.
Yeah.
The making of the Leech behind the scenes footage from the film set, Rigo's music video. I thought it said Ringo.
I did too for a second. I was like, oh,
so it could be a typo. And it's actually Ringo Starr. I don't know, but it says Rigo. Unfortunate, the Pod and Phase 2, 3 early short films by Pennycoff. Trailer, reversible sleeve featuring newly commissioned artwork by Haunt Love. First pressing only, illustrated collector's booklet featuring new writing on the film by Julianne Stipidis.
Yeah. Do you think Steve Martin would be in the movie Pennycoffs from Heaven?
Oh, that's great, man. That's the best name I've heard this week.
Yes. Well, there's some coming up, I think, that might top it. I don't know. The next one is a good hour release. I always love the hour releases. Especially when they have their deals on Amazon and Barnes and Noble have those like they have that they'll match each other, I guess. Oh, this wasn't a criterion. They get you can get like those hour sets for like half price, which is a good deal because they're expensive. They're worth it, but they can get expensive. But anyway, this one's Nightmare at Noon, aka Death Street USA from 1988. says scientists poison the water supply of a small town, turning the residents into homicidal maniacs who kill each other and anybody who passes through. That's kind of like Cabin Fever a little bit.
Oh yeah,
right? Because the water supply got poisoned.
Mm-hmm.
Well, also like any other movie
like
that
every
people
other
turn
movie,
into flesh-eating somethings. Yeah, this one, and like Tim goes George Kennedy, also for Nightmare at Noon. A lot of this movie takes place at night. It does. There's a lot of sequences there. I don't get noon at any time, but it kind of definitely looks like late afternoon to evening. But I'm always in too for George Kennedy vehicle. And by the way, like while I was watching this, I came up with I think his candle. I think
great.
See what you think of this. I think he would smell like a mix of copper tone and barbasol with a hint of black coffee. What do you think?
That's
right?
it. That's George Kennedy. In a nutshell.
Because he's got that. He's an LA guy. He's there. He's got to put his. He doesn't want to get sunburned. He's got that, and probably gets his hair coiffed awful lot.
Well, definitely with the barbasol.
Yeah,
he's always drinking. Yeah, he's got coffee. He's
a coffee drinker. You could tell.
Oh man!
So Cody,
perfect.
put that one in your candle making tomb.
Yes.
Poor Cody. I think she's got more tombs than like the mummy. But anyway. It's like a brand new restoration from the original negative. It's got the films of Nico Mastorakis, Nightmare at Noon featurette on the making of the film with commentary from director Nico Mastorakis. Behind the scenes footage, original on-set interviews with actor Wings Hauser. Oh, gotta love the Wings Hauser. Bo Hopkins, Kimberly Beck. Oh, from Friday the 13th, part 4, the final chapter, Massacre Central High. Good horror, Craig. George Kennedy and Brian James. Trailer. Image gallery accompanied by the film score from Stanley Myers and Hans Zimmer. Oh, that's a good score then probably. Reversible sleeve featuring the original and newly commissioned artwork by Graham Humphreys. First pressing only illustrated collector's booklet featuring new writing on the film by Johnny Maines.
All right, next up from IFC Films, we have Burial from 2022. During the last days of World War II, Nazi werewolves attack Allied soldiers who are trafficking Hitler's remains out of Germany. There's no werewolves in this movie.
Yeah, werewolves indeed is what I said because I haven't seen it, but it looks cool, and it's got Tom Felton.
It looks good. Himself. It looks good.
Actually, it does look good.
I'm wondering if the synopsis spoiled the whole movie because the trailer made very close pains not to tell you there's werewolves.
Yeah, well, there was one shot in the trailer where it looked like some kind of creature, but it was very dark and you couldn't tell what it was. So I have a feeling, that I think they were trying to keep that as a spoiler. So we now not only do we spoil it for ourselves, but for everyone.
Yes.
So sorry. We usually try not to do that, but the next one is a new one, I think. Gorilla Tree Film.
Yeah, they released the collector's edition of Serial Apist.
Oh, did they? Or no, it's just because I walked right into that one. I'm like, I was so moving on that I didn't catch that.
Pretty Big Bang Theory fans out there.
Yes, Serial Apist. I still think that movie needs to be made as even as a joke. I swear, we need to get in touch with Kaylee Cuoco and tell her, could you just make a fake one?
Just do it. Just make one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let Full Moon finance it. It'd be perfect.
For some reason, I got a problem here. It's not scrolling over my sheet. So we have a little technical glitch. Which usually Tim can edit out, but no, it's literally, oh, no. Oh, you know what it is? Hold on. I'm sorry. Actually, Tim, can you do it on your end?
Sure.
Sorry. Now you see real live troubleshooting here. Yeah. Can you wrap the text for that?
That's
for the synopsis. Yeah. I think it got.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Okay, yeah, because I'm on my iPad. I think Tim's on are you on your computer?
Yeah, I'm on my
computer. That's why he could see that better. Okay. Anyway, this movie is Incantation from 2021. It says, as her life spirals out of control, a rebellious undergrad begins practicing a forbidden witchcraft to help her grades. But when she unknowingly leashes a deadly curse that threatens her father's life, she will be forced to pass her biggest test yet. And actually, this looks really good.
This trailer is so effective. It starts off demonstrating optical illusions. So when you go watch the trailer, it's actually showing you a couple of optical illusions, and then it's tying that into what she's doing in the movie. It's really cool. Really cool. This thing looks scary as hell. This is the scariest trailer I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Was this the one that says based on a true story too, or something?
Yeah, it says based on a true story.
Actual events, as it says. Yeah. So
I've got to go watch this. This is on Netflix, apparently.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Currently?
Supposedly it's on Netflix,
nice.
or at least Netflix Asia. I'm assuming it's on the US Netflix. I'll have to look it up, but if it is, I'm going to watch the hell out of it.
Oh, I hope so, because that looks really cool.
I'm looking it up right now. I'm going to find out. Live on air.
Oh, Tim. See, this is stuff that we sometimes do, but you don't see. So this is going to be
it's on
behind the scenes. Oh, it is?
It's on Netflix. Yeah, I'm going to watch that.
I know what I'm watching this weekend.
Yep, that looks good.
Awesome. Ooh, cool. That's
all right, so that brings us to our pick of the week, which is if you could think of one pick of the week for the month of December,
Yeah,
it's got to be this one.
Yeah, I agree.
Shout Factory's Black Christmas 4K Collector's Edition.
And now I have the original. So I'm probably not going to upgrade this right now.
I'm not,
but
yeah, I made this my pick of the week because it was arguably the best title this week.
oh yeah,
but
it's a classic. Yeah, and it's arguably the best Christmas horror film ever. So
I told Anna, she was like, I want to watch a Christmas horror movie, and I said, well, you have to watch the best Christmas horror movie there is.
Yeah.
And she said, what is that? And I said, Black Christmas. And she said, what year is it? And I said 1974. And she said, I don't want to watch that. It's old.
Well, definitely don't give her the latest one.
Please don't let me kill my child. Okay, so
well, she's on after you. First, she's criticizing your age with not wanting to see an older film that's not that old, and then she's making fun of your fast food ordering voice.
Welcome to teenager years. Okay, so the few remaining residents of a sorority house during the Christmas break are stalked by a I'm having trouble saying Christmas tonight.
You are. In our December episode of all things.
I'm just going to say Crema from here. Crema.
Okay, that's good.
The best Crema horror film of all time. Okay. This one, I believe most of these extras are what we already have on our Shout Factory disc.
Yeah, I think so. I think
that's the reason I'm not going to upgrade this just for the 4K. But if you guys do not have this on Blu-ray, I would highly recommend getting this version. Disc 1 is the 4K Blu-ray, has the original camera negative restoration, newly restored mono track, which that is brand new. That is another upgrade, is the newly restored.
Oh, right, because that's it. Yeah, these next two, the first three features essentially are new. Yeah, that's it.
And the new restoration of the 5.1 audio, restoring missing dialogue, music, and sound effects. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, so I wonder what ours is missing in terms of audio.
I don't know. Maybe I'll wait for a sale and then I'll upgrade.
Yeah, I mean, I may, just because this is such an awesome movie. I'd hate to be missing a line of dialogue or something.
Yeah. It has an audio commentary with director Bob Clark, audio commentary with actors John Saxon and Keir Dalia, audio commentary with Billy, actor Nick Mancuso, audio interview with director Bob Clark. The audio commentary with Billy is weird.
I love how Bob Clark basically is responsible for two of the best possibly the best Christmas movies, period, of all time. Arguably. Crazy. That's nuts.
Disc 3 is a 2006 Critical Mass HD Master with DTS audio. Film and Furs, Remembering Black Christmas with Art Hindle. Victims and Virgins, Remembering Black Christmas with Lynn Griffin. Black Christmas Legacy. 40th Anniversary Panel at Fan Expo 2014 featuring John Saxon, Art Hindle, Lynn Griffin, and Nick Mancuso. On Screen, Black Christmas Featurette. 12 Days of Black Christmas Featurette. Black Christmas Revisited Featurette. Archival interviews with Olivia Hussey, Art Hindle, Margot Kidder, Bob Clark, and John Saxon. Midnight screening Q&A with Bob Clark, John Saxon, and Carl Zitcher. 2 scenes with a new vocal soundtrack, original theatrical trailers in English and French, original TV and radio spots, alternative title sequences, and a still gallery.
Yes, sorry for the people that were while Tim was reading. I'm trying to make sure my hat doesn't keep disappearing on and off. I'm trying to play with this here, so it's this troubles with the. This is obviously because our first. Oh, see, now the hat just got dislodged. I had to touch it. Tim, there's your line now. Would you quit fiddling the thing before you ruin the podcast?
So to recap the week of December 6th, we had Mad God, Creepshow Season 3, Old Man, Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, 1958, The Leech from this year, Nightmare at Noon, aka Death Street USA from 1988, your Wings Hauser Vehicle of the Month, Burial from 2022, Incantation from 2021, which looks really good. Go watch it on Netflix.
Not of the month. He does resurface Wings Hauser. But...
Yeah. Oh, that's right. And then yeah, I almost forgot about it. And then our pick of the week, mutual pick of the week, Black Christmas 4K Collector's Edition from Shout Factory. Grab it if you don't have it.
Yeah, spoiler alert, this is one where we basically were in unison on all the picks of the week. It just, and for obvious reasons when you hear them. So.
Sometimes that just happens because they're so obvious.
Yeah, there's just nothing I mean.
Okay.
And it's funny, this next week is one week where I literally almost ordered everything from it already.
Oh my gosh, this week is packed. This is the week of December 13th. If you have if you want to give presents, give them from this week. There's some really good ones on here.
I mean, some including one that's been in demand for a while that's finally coming out, which is great.
First up, we have from Lionsgate Vestron, Silent Night, Deadly Night Collection, 1989 to 1991. Now, this does not include the first 2 films. It includes 3, 4, and 5.
Which is great because 1 and 2, remember, have great Shout Factory editions already.
Which is probably why they did this.
Yeah, yeah. And I ordered this already. I pre-ordered this because now then I'll have the complete set, including the last one, the 5th one, which is my favorite. in terms of not the favorite movie, favorite backstory that like Mickey Rourke, who said not Mickey Rourke, Mickey Rooney. Right. The biggest star in the world. That's that I love. But yeah, no, because remember he bashed the first Silent Night, Deadly Night, and it was like just criticizing it to no end, and then he goes ahead and didn't realize he was starring in one, because I don't think he realized it, because I think it was just called The Toy Maker when he was signing up for it, and then they slapped the Silent Night, Deadly Night 5 on it. So they got the revenge on him.
I literally know Mickey Rooney only from two things. Number one, Pete's Dragon,
of course,
and number two, Dana Carvey's impersonation of Mickey Rooney.
Yeah. Well, well, was he was in something that was it the Black Stallion? What was he in? He was in something else that I used to watch as a kid all the time. I'll look that up while you read these features here.
Yeah, there's a lot of features here. So wait,
but there is actually there's a film historian. Wait, let me wait.
Oh yeah,
and I'll look up the Mickey Rooney story in a second.
Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, Better Watch Out, has an audio commentary with film historian Jarrett Gahan.
Yeah, so I looked him up. So before he was I'll show you how he pronounces it, because I looked him up here. So so before it's Jarrett Gahan, because before he was a film historian, actually he tried his hand at filmmaking himself, and he actually made a horrible film that was panned. But even though it was so bad, it lasted in the theaters for 8 nights, and the phenomenon was known henceforth as Gahanukkah.
That's good to know.
Perfectly festive story for a festive time of year. But so that's I was.
Okay, back to your Mickey Rooney.
Yeah, when you read the rest of that, I will gladly look up the Mickey Rooney, see if I'm correct with my assessment.
So also on Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, we have Outshine the Brain Cap, an interview with actor Bill Moseley, Monty and Me, an interview with creative consultant Stephen Gatiss.
That sounds like a movie on itself.
Yeah.
Yes, it was Mickey Rooney, by the way, in Black Stallion.
Black Stallion, yeah.
Yes.
I watched that.
I love that movie. I saw that in the theater.
I think I did too.
I love that movie.
Too.
Yeah.
For a live audience, Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, an interview with executive producer Richard Gladstein. Trailer, still gallery. And then we have Silent Night, Deadly Night 4, Initiation, audio commentary with director Brian Yuzna. Our Man Ricky with Clint Howard. Ritualistic Behavior, an interview with screenwriter Woody Keith. Twisted Visions, an interview with surrealistic design and effects artist Screaming Mad George.
Oh my God. By the way, he was so featured. He had his own segment in the new In Search of Darkness.
Oh, really?
3, yes. And he was brilliant. And he goes over some of the effects he made and where he got his inspiration from. That, by the way, I watched that documentary today, almost 6 hours.
Oh my
it's God. Like 5 hours and 41 minutes, and I didn't want it to end. It was that good.
Oh, so, man, I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you how you can.
Okay.
Yeah, where to watch it.
Twisted Visions, interview. Oh, I just read that. For a live audience, Silent Night, Deadly Night 4, an interview with executive producer Richard Gladstein. Trailer, still gallery, and then Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, The Toy Maker. Audio commentary with director co-writer Martin Kittrosser. The Best Presents, an interview with producer co-writer Brian Yuzna. Pinot's Truth, an interview with actor Brian Brimmer. The Most Toys, an interview with surrealistic design and effects artist Screaming Mad George. For live audience, Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, an interview with executive producer Richard Gladstein. Trailer, still gallery, and sadly, no commentary from Mickey Rooney.
Oh, by the way, he also, even in this documentary, he goes into why he's named Screaming Mad George. He goes into the backstory of his name, too, which is even cool. Oh, no. I have to make sure he's okay. He tipped over, but Crease Kringle is okay.
Oh, you can't knock Crease down.
No, he was. I know. I swept a leg, ironically, which is what I hit the bottom of the thing, and his own taste of his own medicine he got. Next one is from Paramount Pictures, and that's Smile 4K, which I think it's the same release as the regular release that day too.
It does.
Regular Smile.
Anytime we say 4K, typically.
For
Not
a new
always.
movie, at least,
for a new movie, the regular release is also going to be there. If you see something like obviously Black Christmas, which has already been released, obviously it's just an upgrade. But
anyway, this is from 2022, and of course, as you're listening to this, you would have just heard our new episode on Smile. So this is after witnessing a traumatic incident involving patient Dr. Rose Cotter starts experiencing frightening occurrences that she can't explain. Rose must confront her troubling past in order to survive and escape her horrifying new reality. And that was one I ordered, of course, as well. And actually, pay attention because we might have another contest. We had to give away for the the digital codes. We might have another contest coming up featuring that movie, so stay tuned to our social media for that. But anyway, this one has an audio commentary by director Parker Finn, which actually I'm really looking forward to that based off our discussion we had about this movie, because we're wondering where his inspirations came from, and I'm wondering if the commentary will let us into that. Laura Hasn't Slept, the original short that inspired Smile, with introduction by director Parker Finn. Something's Wrong with Rose, making Smile featurette. Files on the Wall, inside the score featurette. And deleted scenes with optional commentary by director Parker Finn. The one feature I wanted on there is I would hope there's a little there was going to be a little documentary or a little featurette on the great campaign they had of promotion.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, because that would have been really interesting. They literally had people like appear behind like at baseball games behind like home plate. So you can like literally you're watching this game and you see some creepy woman smiling at you. And I thought that was ingenious. What a great promotion idea.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's probably, and the funny thing is it's probably cheaper to buy like a behind home plate seat at a baseball game, although they're expensive, than probably like a fraction of an ad on TV.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was like great. And then it got so much news coverage, like free news coverage.
Yeah, it was on local news stations. Mm-hmm. Everyone, like, because I remember when she was at the Met game, they had it on the news the next morning. They said, "Oh, this was for all that you don't know, that was a promotion for the movie Smile," and then it got people talking about it. And whoever thought of that should get like the job of promotion or marketing.
Who are the marketing geniuses that came up with this one?
Yeah, it's and I wonder if they sat in a meeting like Neil Page, sat there going like the guy staring at the marketing campaign. By the way, did you ever know that there was that post-credit scene?
Where he's still
looking and he's got his little full turkey dinner. I think that's such a great
that's such a great one.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to skip over our pick of the week and go to another big 4K upgrade from Shout Factory. This is their upgrade of the Carrie Collector's Edition from 1976. A girl unleashes her telekinetic powers after being humiliated by her classmates at her senior prom. Now I'm thinking about our scary sketch, our infamous Carrie sketch.
I'm going to film a podcast right now. We almost need to air that for those who.
Oh my gosh,
that was I don't think Tim and I ever laughed so hard.
I've never laughed that hard on this podcast
when we were doing that, because it took us like 7
to
10 takes just for that line.
Oh my
because
gosh.
We could not get through that line. I don't know why. In reality, the line itself is not that funny. It's just like in the context of it, it just hit us that day and we could not get through it. But yeah.
This one, again, this is another one I'm not going to rush out to upgrade because it's only the video upgrade. I believe all these extras are on the existing Shout Factory Collector's Edition, but I'll read through them anyway. We have Disc 1 is, of course, the brand new 4K restoration from the original camera negative, which just came out. Disc 2 is the theatrical trailer and the Carrie franchise trailer gallery. And Disc 3 is Writing Carrie, an interview with screenwriter Lawrence D. Cohen. Shooting Carrie, an interview with director of photography Mario Tosi. Cutting Carrie, an interview with editor Paul Hirsch. Casting Carrie, an interview with casting director Harriet B. Helberg. I think you can get the trend here. Yeah. Acting Carrie, interviews with Sissy Spacek, Amy Irving, Betty Buckley, Nancy Allen, Jack Fisk, William Catt, Piper Laurie, Priscilla Pointer, PJ Souls, and Brian De Palma. More Acting Carrie, interviews with William Catt, Nancy Allen, Betty Buckley, Piper Laurie, Edie McClurg, and PJ Souls. Visualizing Carrie, interviews with Brian De Palma, Jack Fisk, Lawrence D. Cohen, and Paul Hirsch. Bucket of Blood, an interview with the maestro Pino Donaggio. Horror's Hallowed Grounds, revisiting the film's original locations. A look at Carrie the musical. TV spots. I
remember the clips in that one.
Yeah. Radio spots, still galleries, rare behind-the-scenes photos, posters, and lobby cards. Stephen King and the Evolution of Carrie text gallery.
That's when you kept saying Carrie, I thought of we got to tell Jeff Whitmire to do a song to voices Carrie by Till Tuesday. Like,
oh my gosh,
about Carrie.
That'd be perfect.
I wonder. I don't think he's done a Carrie song yet. So, but now he might need to now with that one. I think he could do it. And if you haven't, the funniest thing, speaking of our good friend Jeff Whitmire, I don't know if it was if this happened for you, but when I was so just a little behind the scenes, when Tim and I do the rundown, we prep the rundown and we put the links to the trailer in there, so we can go when we go through the rundown to write our notes. We click on the link and we play it, make our notes, and then move on. But sometimes I'll be typing my notes and the next thing will play. About 5 times tonight, right after the trailer played, if I typed the notes too long and it went to the next thing. It was one of Jeff Whitmire's music videos.
Oh, really?
From his page, yeah. So
That's
it's
awesome.
great too. I'm like, oh, look, it's this one. And one of them, I'm like, I was looking down and I just heard. I said, oh, that sounds like Jeff Whitmire. That's funny. What did someone's like? And I thought it was another trailer coming on, but it was really just him. But yeah, so I need to add that. Tell him. I tell him probably at least like 5 songs a week he needs to do. But
he's so prolific too. I mean, he cranks these things out. I'm like, oh my god, how did you create that song, record the song, and put out a video, like a really cool video for it?
Yeah, like this Terrifier 2 one he did. Did you see that one?
Yeah,
with the art, the class.
It was amazing. Yeah,
and his Hellraiser one is great. He's like the best is he's got like like you used to make like the paper chains out of like a construction paper. He has that hanging there as like to simulate like the pinhead chains. I'm like, oh my god, this is brilliant how he does it. He does it so fast and so good.
Yeah, oh, they're so good.
Yeah. The next one for me here is Mill Creek Entertainment. They always got some unusual ones here. This one is Thrillers from the Vault, 8 classic horror films, 1951. These are always fun, these sets, when they just have like these sometimes you get duds in there. One of these days I want to pick up like those ones you see at Walmart, like 50 horror film ones, because it's like 50 things you never heard of.
I did that actually.
Oh, you did, right? Yeah. Right.
This was back when this is back when I was first getting into DVD. And
but there was something you bought like that. I thought like when we started the podcast, but I don't know if you ever watched it. I thought maybe it was something else.
Yeah, I know when I first got into DVD, I had bought this big set, and I swear it came in like a box, like shoebox like long, and it was one of those. It was like 50 classic horror films. Well, they say classic, they really mean like old, not like they're actually good.
Old and forgotten.
I had a blast going through that set. It was it had stuff like White Zombie. I mean, it had some decent
that's a real one. I'm talking about the ones that like not one movie you've ever heard of on there. That's the one I want to get and watch that. Yeah,
like this one we're talking about.
Not heard of these. This one includes The Black Room, The Man They Could Not Hang, Before I Hang. Or is that one title?
That's 2 titles.
Okay.
The Man They Could Not Hang and Before I Hang.
The Man with 9 Lives. I feel like that's like the trilogy. I don't know why. It's just The Devil Commandos, The Boogeyman. Oh no, sorry. That's now I'm like blended too. So The Devil Commands, then The Boogeyman Will Get You, and The Return of the Vampire, and then just 5. Yeah,
there's a movie called 5.
5. Is that Johnny 5?
It's 2 movies before 7.
Is it? Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's the prequel to 7. They speaking of that, like how we always joke the Johnny 5 with the laser lips, like in this year's New Jersey HorrorCon, the voice of Johnny 5 is going to be there, and Tim and I are daring each other to get him to see if he'll work. Say, hey, laser nips. Let's see if he does it, but we'll probably chicken out.
Your mama was a snowblower.
Yeah, we can get him to say, I bet.
Yeah.
Along with everyone else telling him to say that, but yeah. But anyway, that'd be cool. But the best is Tim's description on here. Well, I'm sorry, his list of features: audio commentaries for some films.
That's literally what it said. It said audio commentaries for some films, and we're not going to tell you which ones. But there may be some.
Yeah,
it's $35. It would be worth a gamble at $35 for the audio commentaries are by film historians. They didn't list them, but they did say by film historians. So I think they would be entertaining enough.
Probably better for us that they didn't, because otherwise this might run long.
Okay, next up from Synapse, we have Creature from Black Lake from 1976. I mean, back in 74 through like 78, they were making all these like the Boggy Creek, and I mean, it was all Sasquatch and Bigfoot and creatures coming out of lakes and swamps like that. There was a whole thing going on there. That's where they were doing these like fake documentary style movies. This was kind of in that same vein. 2 men exploring the Louisiana swamps run into a Bigfoot type creature. This one
Why in the swamp though? Why not a swamp creature?
And it's from a Black Lake. So
I guess Black Lagoon and Black Lake are places you don't want to go apparently.
So at the beginning of this trailer, there's like a dad like snatches this kid up like and starts running. And this really happened to me. So when I was younger, my dad used to hunt a lot. And he took us out in the woods to see his deer stand. He had a big deer stand, like it was way up. To me as a kid, it seemed way high. It probably wasn't as tall as I remember it.
Is it a hide?
Yeah, but it was almost like a tree house. I mean, it was that big. And he was showing me the deer stand, and we started walking out in the woods. and he didn't have his gun or anything. He was because he was with the kids.
Yeah.
But he was him and his brother, and I was with him. And I was a little thing. I mean, I still remember it vividly, but I couldn't have been more than like 5. And we heard something like snorting in the woods, and my dad was like, "What is that?" And all of a sudden, he just goes, "Run!" And he grabs me, and I remember just being like basically swooped up, and him just running as hard as he could back to the truck. And I found out later, because I asked him about it once I got older. I was like, "Do you ever remember that?" He's like, "Yeah, we saw a black bear."
Oh.
He said there was a bear right there, and he said it was a mama bear, and I was terrified she was going to chase us because she had cubs with her.
Oh yeah.
So he was freaking out. So he just took off running with me, and I'll never forget that. That was one of my earliest like memories. It's crazy.
Yeah, Julie said one time she always tells me a story, and I laugh the way she describes it, because there was when she was in Tahoe, I guess staying with a friend, there was a bear that came up to the house there, and she said she saw it out, like she was outside, and the bear was like in front of her. I said, "Well, what'd you do?" She goes, "I just started grabbing pots and pans, and I got big and started clamoring." And I'm like, "What do you mean you got big?" I'm like, anyone that knows Julie she's not tall.
She's tiny.
She's tiny. And I said, "What do you mean you got big?" She goes, "I stood up as high as I could, and I stretched up, and I clamored the pots." So I always crack up because I said, whenever we mention a bear, I said, "Are you going to get big?" And she just, gives me that eye roll. But it's kind of funny.
Oh, this one has some extras on it. Here we have new 4K restoration of the film from the original 35mm camera negative. Audio commentary with author filmmaker Michael Gingold and film historian Chris Poggiali.
Yeah. Well, so he and Michael Gingold sometimes is a film historian, but he's not today, so he doesn't get his thing. You can look back to find out about him, or when Cody's tome comes out, you can read it in there. But Chris Poggiali, so he's not to be confused with the famed Italian film historian Chris Poggialo, because but he is a fan, so he used to get special perks from Mario Bavo's estate, because he played that card that he was getting mistaken all the time.
Oh, there you go.
So,
all right,
because they thought he was Giallo, so that wasn't one of my best, but I tried.
Swamp Stories, all new featurette with director of photography Dean Cundy. Oh, Dean Cundy did this one. That's cool.
Yeah.
And original theatrical trailer and radio spot.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, I saved the best for Brian.
Yeah, you did. I got from Unearthed Films, and I wonder where they unearthed this one. It's Le Petit Mort. I guess Mort, right? Or is it Moore? I don't know. Is the T silent? I don't know.
I don't speak French. I speak German.
Yeah. Anyway,
and I don't speak that.
Maybe you could help me with that one film we got coming up where I can't with all the German subtitles there. It says anyway, there's no more. Oh no, this is the German one actually. This is the one with all the German subtitles, ironically, even though it's Le Petit Mort. Anyway, so from 2009, it says they are no more than 10 hours away from summer, sun, and beaches. Simon, his blind girlfriend Nina, and vivid and fun-loving Dodo are on their way to Mallorca.
Oh, what a T-shirt that just says "vivid and fun-loving Dodo."
Yeah, I know. Imagine that's what you're known as, like in Mallorca. That's a good one. That sounds like a title in itself. Anyway, this is having to change planes in Frankfurt gives them enough time for sightseeing tour through the city. After being robbed by a stranger, they coincidentally end up in the Maison de la Petite Mort, a place where sick and twisted games of perverted high society take place. It says Lady Boss Madame Fabienne and her psychopath daughters, in quotes, I don't know why, I love it because Tim literally copies and pastes, so he has no idea what's coming, really.
No, I don't.
Dominique and Angelique run the club where brutal torture, thrill-kill murders, and the deranged fantasies of incurably sick minds are daily business. So it's like a hostel, I guess. Will there be any chance for an escape? You'll find out in La Petite Mort, because it's all in capitals. And I'll let Tim read his description of it because he's got to do it in the Stefan voice.
Oh, yeah. I was going to do the Stefan.
Yes.
This movie has everything: lesbians, Germans, and that thing where a guy gets his dick cut off,
which is shown in the trailer. Mind you, this is not Tim's imagination.
God. No, it's in the trailer. Sorry.
Yeah, and so I said I wish I spoke German though, because there's a lot of title cards in the beginning that are in German. But also, is Mort the name of this guy's member? Because that's why it's now Petite, because he got cut off. I don't. Or is that something else? Am I
I don't
reading
know.
into it? I don't know.
Oh man, let's move right along from that one.
Reese Kringle does not give his approval for that
No,
film.
no. This is from IFC Films. We have one that I have been lauding on this show for a while now.
Yes.
Resurrection 2022,
I
Rebecca
still need
Hall
to
vehicle.
see.
It's so good.
I know.
Margaret's life is in order. She's capable, disciplined, and successful. Everything is under control. That is until David returns, carrying with him the horrors of Margaret's past. Yeah, you've got to see this one, Brian, and I want to hear what you think about it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, for Rebecca Hall. I mean, it's a guaranteed watch. It's just what it is. There's been so many things I've been trying to watch lately.
Yeah,
It's hard.
everybody's in the same boat.
Hard to fit these in, so it's like but it's definitely on my soon to watch list. Although now I got to watch that other one, the Incantation one. So the next one is Full Moon, and this is Piranha Women from 2022. It says terror rides high tides in this sexy and outrageous tale of science run amok. One of Tim and I's favorite little buzzwords there. That's even madder than Moreau. And actually, I've seen this. I watched it on Full Moon, and it's exactly what you would expect, and that is not a bad thing because it's actually kind of like fun and silly and what you'd expect, basically. So it's like if you're going into a movie, Piranha Women, you have to have some kind of thought process of what you're going to expect.
Full moon film. I mean, you got to know what you're getting to. I love the trailer for this. I was so ready to watch this.
It's cheesy and crazy as it is. That's what it's meant to do. That's what Full Moon gives you. It's like Trauma gives you what Trauma does. Full Moon kind of gives you what Full Moon gives you. And there's nothing wrong with that because I look at every Full Moon movie I have has some kind of enjoyment quality for me. So
they're entertaining movies. I mean, I don't care what you say. They're entertaining. Okay, release number 10 here. From Wild Eye releasing, we have Don't F in the Woods 2. The counselors of Pine Hill Summer Camp are getting the grounds ready for the season. While they set up, a mysterious girl enters the camp after a night of bloodshed, and there are things following her as well.
I assume she's from the first, like the final girl from the first one. I haven't seen that one yet either. So
here's my problem with this trailer. With a title like that, you expect it to be a horror comedy, but there was very little comedy in this trailer. They really played it straight.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first. I thought the first one seemed like a little comedic, though, didn't it? Like from the trailer,
so.
The first one.
With a title like that, how could it not be? But I don't know.
We might have to investigate that, or if anyone's seen either one of them, let me know. Because if not, we should probably kind of want to check it out because I want to see if the first one is a little bit of comedic. Because I mean, that's kind of like the title itself is like a kind of meta parody of a slasher, but.
Yeah,
we shall see, I guess. The next one is from Diabolic DVD. That's like a store too that Conan and I order from sometimes.
Yep.
Actually, so is this maybe like the store has its own release? I don't know. We're gonna check with our good friend Steve Cohn on that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, this one is Nightmare Symphony from 2020. It says a horror director struggling to complete his film faces his worst nightmares and paranoia. The line between fiction and reality will melt away. And Tim, you said it's a reboot of A Cat in the Brain by Fulci.
Yeah, so I had to dig into this one a little bit. So, because it said it was a reboot of Nightmare Concert with Fulci. So I said, well, what is Nightmare Concert? So I started digging. I couldn't find anything. And then I realized that Nightmare Concert, the American name for it was A Cat in the Brain by Fulci. And apparently he plays it's kind of a meta movie where he plays a horror director in the movie. So this is kind of the same thing. You've got a horror director inside of a horror movie type meta thing going on. It looks
like
cool.
It says Frank La Loggia. Is he like a hybrid of Frank Langella and Robert Loggia? Is he like because if that'd be one cool actor.
Yeah. No extras on that one, I don't think.
No.
Next up from Rising Sun Media, we have French Blood, Mr. Frog from 2020. So this is okay, I gotta explain this. Because for the synopsis, so I looked this up because I was so curious. I'm like, what the heck are these movies?
Yeah.
So the French Blood, this is the third in the series. There's going to be 5 of them.
Oh my God,
it's basically a rape revenge series. The woman was raped by all these people in animal masks. So each movie is her going after another
interesting
person. So I thought that was cool. Like the first one was Mr. Pig. I can't remember what the second one was. Or Mr. Rabbit was the second one. Mr. Frog is the third. I think the next one is Mr. Sheep, and then there's Mr. Wolf.
Did you ever see that movie Fortress? Like where it's like not the Fortress like the Christopher Lambert one, but the Fortress where it's this teacher and her they get like kidnapped by these people, and like one's got a Santa Claus mask. They call him Father Christmas. There's one like like a I think it's a rabbit. But anyway, these guys and it's the whole class. They're all different ages. One of those like towns that have like one school, like one schoolhouse for all the kids. And they get lost. They escape and they get out in the woods and they're being like hunted by these
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh my god, it was so good. It used to be on HBO all the time. You should look it up, see if it's streaming anywhere.
Yeah.
I think I might have it on DVD somewhere. So if I dig that up, I can.
It's called Fortress.
Called Fortress. It was so good. It was so scary because like there was one of the older girls. I guess she ended up. I guess it was her time of the month, and so she got embarrassed because and so she tried to get away. And like I mean, her name was Norel, and the main guy was like Norel, and he was like hunting her in the woods.
What year was it?
Creepy. Maybe 80 something.
Yeah, I don't see anything called Fortress for 1980. That's all. I was just looking at the streaming. Anyway, I'll read the synopsis while you're looking at it.
Yeah, it was 85. It was 1985. Okay. But it looks like you can buy it on. No, I guess you. No, I don't know if you can get it. It looked like it was available on. No, it is. It's available on DVD. It's an Amazon choice, actually. You can still get it on DVD for $17.99 if you want. But I think I still have this on DVD. So if I dig it up, I'll just we'll watch it one time. Next time we
interesting
or we meet up somewhere, I'll bring it. It's really good. It's one of those movies that HBO played in like all the time, pretty much.
Not available on streaming. That's why I couldn't find it. Yeah. I'll read the synopsis of this French Blood. After cutting and sewing up Rabbit, the woman in the mask continues her bloody revenge by attacking the thighs of Frog, a sadomasochistic and slightly philosophical video artist. Interesting.
So. Yeah, and it's funny too that the other fortresses are all available on like Tubi. But like the one that I want is on there is not on there.
You let us down, Tubi.
I know. That's such a Tubi movie too that they should have. Anyway. Next one. Okay. Sorry, guys. We get in these rabbit holes, no pun intended, based off of what I was saying. Yeah, Mr. Anyway, this next one is Wild Eye releasing, and this is The Bloody Man from 2020. It says, following the death of his mother, a young boy's obsession with a comic book she gave him called The Bloody Man summons the ancient monster found in its pages, one who stalks him and his family until they band together to end his reign of terror. That's very 80s throwback. It looks it looks really fun though.
It looks really good. I do definitely want to see this one.
Kind of looks like one of those like a little above a gateway horror film kind of thing.
Yeah,
like you know, like The Gate or something like that, or like Silver Bullet, like that level kind of thing. Like it'd be like one of these fun like lores of a made up lore or something.
Yeah. This next one, I like the premise of it. It's a weird. I don't think we've ever had this publisher, Vipco.
No, I don't think so.
Vipco.
This sounds funny.
It's called 13 Tracks to Frighten Agatha Black from 2022. I love the premise because I like collecting vinyl records, and this one is apparently about this weird horror record with 13 tracks on it.
Did we watch that other one where it was like it was something we watched years ago? It was like, I don't know if we watched it for the horror channel. It was the thing with the record, and it was the blues player like kept coming back when you played his record. That lost record. It was on Netflix at one point, I think.
Oh gosh, I don't remember. And I knew Lords of Salem had a record.
Yeah, I know it was this one was more of a it was like a kind of like a blues guitarist or something, and they unearthed his last record and they played it back, and he would come back from the dead.
Man,
I think I might have watched it. Maybe I watched it for the horror challenge.
Yeah, that's not ringing a bell with me.
Yeah, I'll look that up actually.
After a tragic event, a sheltered young woman seeks the comfort of some long-forgotten scary story records from her youth. The specter of losing her family home and a string of crimes in her neighborhood propel her toward a dark obsession with the frightening tales that bring her to the threshold of terror. I used to listen to records when I was little because that's all they had, and there were some that really scared me. One of them, of course, was the one that I just recently bought, which was the Disney Chilling, Thrilling Sounds of the Haunted House, which was a terrifying record. It's all sound effects. And I bought that one recently because I haven't listened to it yet. I'm scared to listen to it. And then the other one I was terrified of was the storybook record of The Hobbit.
Really?
The animated one, because of Gollum. because I was terrified of Gollum.
Yeah.
And the book had like a big picture of Gollum in it, and then me and my brother would like lock each other in the room and turn the record on, and make the other one listen to like when Gollum came out, and then the other would be screaming and pounding the door, and we wouldn't let him out. So this one, I love the premise of this one. Not sure about the execution. It looks really low budget. That in and of itself isn't a deal breaker, but it's something about it. Wasn't quite sure if they pulled it off, but I don't know. But as Brian said, this should have been called Amityville Record Player.
Yeah, it should have, because in the beginning they had like a fake Amityville house that looked like it with that same like weird roof and windows and everything. But yeah, and it looks like about the quality of the Amityville films I'm up to.
Yeah.
Next one is again from Wild Eye Releasing, and it's Black Holler. Right? Is that how you say holler? Right? Just say holler. Down in the holler, right?
Yeah. Our love is deeper than the holler.
Yeah, that's the way I know holler. 2017. It's and this one is 1989. Street smart Laquita Johnson is forced into a camping trip with a bunch of ridiculous white students on her first day at a new school. All the students make it to the woods, but very few of them make it out of Black Holler. Sorry. Yeah, it's weird. My thing skipped. But yeah, this actually looks kind of cool. But it's a super low budget. But I feel like they ripped off shots from Evil Dead almost like perfectly,
probably, yeah.
Except just with like a lower budget. Like there was one with like the vine coming out, like a branch. And then there was like a lot of like steady cam shots going on in there, like which could be, I mean, a direct homage. I mean, it's definitely one that I think even its low budget thing, that the premise of it seems really cool. The way they had it, that from the videos, the trailer of it looked kind of cool.
This next one is our pick of the week. Brian and I both picked this one, and I'm really excited about it. This is from 101 Films, Ghost Watch 30th Anniversary Limited Edition from 1992. If you don't know the story about Ghost Watch, it was a British television movie that was made to look like an actual live television broadcast.
Way ahead of its time.
Of a haunted
I shouldn't say ahead of its time, because War of the Worlds, obviously. But maybe for
the TV age, yeah. And a lot of people were convinced this thing was real. So it's a really cool watch. I watched it several years ago.
This is a Jed Shepard favorite. Yeah, and actually, remember he was talking to us about that. He actually even put some Easter eggs of it in Host.
It's a great time.
Yeah.
So the synopsis here is 4 respected presenters and a camera crew attempt to discover the truth behind the most haunted house in Britain. This one has a bunch of extras here. New, Do You Believe in Ghosts? A brand new 30th anniversary documentary on the Ghost Watch phenomenon. And wow, 2 new film historians. An audio commentary with film historians Shelley McMurdo and Stella Gaynor.
Yeah, but my comments are missing from it. Shoot.
Yeah, I saw that earlier and I forgot to tell you that.
Oh, no, it was on. I don't know where it went. I was like hoping maybe I just did it somewhere else, but no, shoot. Okay, we have another glitch, but I do remember a couple of things actually though from it though. So with Shelley McMurdo, she actually does double duty. While she's also a film historian, she also runs Old McMurdo's farm. And it does have a complete song that goes with it and everything, which I'm not going to sing. And then Stella Gaynor, actually, she's related, believe it or not, to Gloria Gaynor.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so that's a famous sister. And actually, when Stella Gaynor ever talks about her movies they're coming out, if she thinks one's going to be really good and have a good longevity, she says it will survive. So yeah. Good thing I remembered that, because those are good not to lose. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It just didn't save the comments in there.
Oh well, we'll get them. We'll get them in the tome.
You see all the behind the scenes glitches, right?
Yeah.
Right ahead.
Audio commentary with the writer Stephen Volk, producer Ruth Baumgarten, and director Leslie Manning. Shooting Reality by Leslie Manning. Limited edition booklet includes extrasensory perception management by Sarah Appleton, Ghost Watch as It Happened by Tim Murray, and short story 3110 by Ghost Watch writer Stephen Volk. That's so cool. Yeah. Reproduced script annotated by director Leslie Manning and set of 6 art cards. I've got to get this one on order.
It's $19.99 on Amazon.
Really?
I had pre-ordered. Wow. Yeah, I had pre-ordered it the second I saw that thing listed. I pre-ordered it, so I'm waiting for a while, but I saw someone got some early copies of it and it looks really nice set. Yeah, so I mean, and at $19.99 for all that, that's great.
Yeah, it's still $19.99 on pre-order, so you can go grab it at that price.
Actually, I think when I pre-ordered it was like $28 and it dropped, you know how Amazon drops it and then they charge you for whatever it is at the time. But it's always good to pre-order when you have a because sometimes the cost might go up and then you get it locked in at the lower cost.
And that, by the way, that documentary is feature length.
So
Do
you
you
get
believe in
yeah.
ghosts?
So how do you not buy this for $20?
Yeah, I got to grab that one.
And I remember this was on Shudder at one point. So
yeah, that's
like
where
you
I
could,
watched it. Was on
yeah, that's
Shudder.
when you told me you had told me how good it was, and of course we had the little pipes jokes in there because his name Pipes is the ghost.
All right, let's see our recap of
big
the
one.
week of December 13th is a big one. Yeah, Silent Night, Deadly Night collection from 89 to 91. That is the third, fourth, and fifth movies. Smile 4K, so go back and listen to our feature episode on that. Carrie 4K Collector's Edition, which is a video upgrade, not an extras upgrade. Thrillers from the Vault, 8 classic horror films from 1951 that you've never heard from or never heard of. Creature from Black Lake, 1976. If you need a little Boggy Creek ripoff action in your life. La Petite Mort from 2009. If you need to see somebody's mort get petited.
Yeah, and you see it.
Resurrection from 2022. Fantastic Rebecca Hall vehicle. I highly recommend it. Piranha Women Full Moon 2022. Don't F in the Woods 2. Nightmare Symphony from 2020, French Blood Mr. Frog from 2020, The Bloody Man from 2020, 13 Tracks to Frighten Agatha Black from this year, and Black Holler from 2017. Our mutual pick of the week, by a mile, is Ghostwatch 30th Anniversary Limited Edition. If you have not seen this movie, definitely check it out. It's a lot of fun. And that brings us to two really short weeks. December 20th is like nothing, and nobody wants to release on Christmas week.
Yeah, because by that point people have bought their gifts usually. Yeah,
so this one only 2 releases. I'm going to go straight to our non-pick of the week, which was RLJ Entertainment's Tales of the Walking Dead Season 1. This is the spinoff I had never watched. An episodic anthology that will follow individual characters from the Walking Dead TV universe, both new and old. I'm still like 2 seasons behind on Walking Dead. I don't know that I'm ever going to catch up to this series, but if you are still jonesing for some Walking Dead, that's one of your spin-off shows.
They still got versions of that show out there,
and they got more coming.
Really?
They have more spin-offs coming. Yeah, it's crazy. I can't keep up with it.
Zombie thing just never ends.
It just never ends. They just keep coming back to life.
Oh, we got a cameo.
Oh, we're gonna sneak the. Oh no, I thought we were gonna sneak the dog in, the new pup in.
No, I think they were sneaking the bed out.
Oh,
but yeah, it was funny to see. Like now, you got like little cameos that you only hear sometimes on the show. So the next one is the pick of the week, obviously. And this one is from Well Goes USA, and this is a rarity where the pick of the week is one movie not even like that we may not have seen, but I've never even heard of this movie, and I'm dying to see it now. It's called The Loneliest Boy in the World. It's from 2022. It's kind of like. It's like a little horror comedy, but like it's got like heart to it. You can tell by the trailer. That kind of like Dead Bodies, a little bit of mix of Dead Bodies. That movie in there, but it's I think it's a UK film. But it says the loneliest boy in the world is billed as a modern fairy tale, except with zombies. So once again, they find a way to like put a zombie film that Tim and I want to see. I don't understand. This is like zombie.
Bugs me to no end.
Yeah, because you figure like just as you figure that they can't do any more or want to see anything, they find a way. But anyway, Modern Friends with Zombie. This is when a sheltered and unsocialized Oliver is tasked with making a new friends after the sudden and devastating death of his mother. He decides that digging a few up, literally, might be his best bet. However, when he awakens the morning after his this is a tongue twister, excavating escapades, he discovers that his newly acquired friends have mysteriously come to life overnight, launching them all into a series of misadventures as they try to keep their secrets safe from neighbors, classmates, and social workers alike. And the trailer on this is great because he basically starts off with just getting like this dude to be his friend. But then I guess it's not enough, so he ends up like getting this whole family. He's got like a little sister, a mother, father, or like I think another relative of some sort. But it just looks really fun. It's like like Tim said, there's an old school narration in this trailer, like one of those Bobby wants to, one of those kind of things. But it just looks like it's so, it looks like it's going to be a zany comedy. But then you realize that he meets this girl who's kind of
very
the same
stylized,
way as him.
very quirky. I mean, you could tell by like the cinematography and stuff, like the sets and stuff were so cool. I mean, I definitely want to see this.
Yeah, this is one I definitely want to track down. And it doesn't have many special features, but it's a behind the scenes featurette and original trailer. But it's definitely one I want to see just for the movie itself.
Yeah. So just to recap, there you had Tales of the Walking Dead season 1, and our pick of the week, The Loneliest Boy in the World.
Yes.
And our last week here, 5 titles, 2 big ones. and we'll run through them right now. The first one up is this is my pick of the week for throwing in the trash.
Yeah.
Buy it and throw it in the garbage. It's Universal's Halloween Ends from 2022. 4 years after the events of last year's Halloween Kills, Laurie is living with her granddaughter Allison and is finishing writing her memoir. Michael Myers hasn't been seen since, and he's not seen in this movie much either.
Yeah.
Laurie, after allowing the specter of Michael to determine and drive her reality for decades, has decided to liberate herself from fear and rage and embrace life. But when a young man, Corey Cunningham, is accused of killing a boy he was babysitting, it ignites a cascade of violence and terror that will force Laurie to finally confront the evil she can't control once and for all. Has deleted and extended scenes, and Michael shakes things up. I would say Corey shook things up more than Michael did, but
Michael shake things up by disappearing.
You can listen to our roundtable on that if you want to hear my Red Tim thoughts on this movie.
Well, I will say I had to order it because,
for completion's sake,
set. I need the whole set.
I'll get it eventually just because I'm a Halloween completionist.
Yeah.
Jones Bunny Slam, Corey reflects upon himself, Ronald's stuck at work, and Margot gets the boot, and Jones Recipe for Disaster.
I assume those are deleted scenes?
I bet those are deleted scenes. I think you're right, yeah. Ending Halloween. Halloween could never truly end without a decisive showdown between Laurie and Michael. Explore the creative
not
team.
Over then, I guess.
Oh God! Explore the creative team's approach to crafting the film's final sequence. That I want to hear.
Yeah.
Final Girl. The iconic Jamie Lee Curtis discusses the legacy of Laurie Strode and what playing the character has meant to her. No Place Like Haddonfield. Filmmakers and cast reveal some of the secret ingredients that make Halloween productions so special and their personal feelings on being part of such a classic franchise. A gag reel, which is the entire movie. A different threat as Haddonfield evolves to a new era. We examine how the evil within is also evolved.
His way in.
Sorry. The Visions of Terror. See how various production departments came together to achieve the film's unique visual style. Twisted Deaths, an up-close look at some of the gruesome death scenes. And feature commentary with co-writer director David Gordon Green. Actors Andy Manichek and Rowan Campbell, co-producer, first assistant director Tilla Sully User, and production assistant Hugo Garza. Wow, that was a mouthful. I almost couldn't get through it.
By the way, Red Crease says, "Finish him." But that was we all know our thoughts. Listen to that great roundtable, which was one for the ages, I would have to say. But that was the debut of Red Tim for sure. But it was, it's one of these ones though that it's probably going to sell tons of copies because everyone's going to want to do it. And there were actually people out there that loved this movie. So
did you see the guy that made the edit of all three movies into
one
movie?
I saw that he made it. You have to order it from him, I think. Yeah, you got to order it. I wish you just posted online, for God's sake, to make up for all the people that had to see the other one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be interesting. Well, like I said, remember I even said that in the roundtable. I said if they took the plot to this one and mix it in and like kind of mixed up kills and ends and reorganized it, you might have had a better thing. Because I feel like this Corey plot would have been like fit in better with Halloween Kills to some level than it would Halloween Ends. But anyway, like I want to see that thing. I may actually order it, or maybe I'll just reach out to him. See, maybe he'll want to be a guest on the show. That guy.
Oh, that would be cool.
Maybe I could reach out and maybe I'll message him. I got to dig up that post that someone, I think I saved it somewhere. I want to dig up, maybe I'll reach out and see if that guy wants to come on and explain, because I'd love to hear his obviously he must not have enjoyed the last film as is, so we'll definitely figure out that see if there's a way we can get him on. I'd love to talk to that guy. Red Tim may make an appearance, but not to him, just Red Tim.
No, just in general.
This is another RLJ Entertainment, but I don't know is this on Shudder already? This wasn't The Lair, I don't know, but it's from 2022, so maybe it's on there now. Maybe it just appeared. I gotta look too, because we might probably got the screener for it also. I don't know.
Yeah, and I want to see this one because it looks really cool.
Yeah. It says when Royal Air Force pilot Lieutenant Kate Sinclair is shot down over Afghanistan, she finds refuge in an abandoned underground bunker where deadly man-made biological weapons, half human, half alien, are awakened.
Yeah, it's not on Shudder right now, so I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, and this is Neil Marshall, of course, from The Descent, who did a great job. It's funny, he's good at that. He never stays above ground, though.
No, the claustrophobic horror, he's good at that.
He's good at that one. Yeah, he really likes that kind of stuff. So.
Next up was Mind, Body, and Soul from 1992. Brenda is brought to a satanic ritual by her evil cultist boyfriend. She refuses to join the cult, so they deem her traitor and take brutal revenge. She's framed, jailed, beaten, and raped. Her defense lawyer, John, is her only ally. This looks bad, but it does have Wings Hauser again.
Yeah,
So
and it's funny, and I like how they go like full Wings Hauser, like it's like literally they're like, and Wings Hauser.
yeah,
Also, it's you ever notice whenever he appears on the Dismemberment, though, he does come on a couple of times.
yeah.
Like I think that's why he's Wings Hauser, not Wing Hauser.
You can't just put one Wings Hauser vehicle in a month.
Yeah,
They come in pairs.
yeah, you can. Oh, by the way, Tim, good news, Fortress is actually on YouTube for free.
Oh, there you
The
go.
one I told you about. I will send you the link right
YouTube is
now.
always like the last resort. It's
Yeah.
like if Tubi doesn't have it, maybe YouTube, somebody uploaded it to YouTube and they didn't copyright.
Yeah, and it's so funny because the guy, it looks like they literally took it from HBO because it's got the HBO bumper in front of
Oh
it.
gosh, yeah.
So anyway, I
Um,
just sent you the link to it, so you can
okay,
check
cool.
it
Yeah,
out.
I'm gonna check that one out.
I think you'll really like it. Very, very, it's like a gritty 80s. So I gotta ask David Weiner why he didn't. I wonder why he didn't get mentioned in any of the horror docs. It's probably it's probably that obscure actually. It's probably not. It's like I think a lot of people know about it, but it's probably not it's probably not considered as horror. That's probably why. It's more of a thriller, action thriller kind of thing. But I used to scare the hell out of me, so I thought it was creepy because of the Santa Claus guy in it. But yeah,
I won't put that on the list with Incantation.
yeah.
This one has a full-length commentary with director Rick Sloan, archival interview with director Rick Sloan, archival interview with actress Ginger Lynn Allen, new interview with art director Mark A. Richardson, and a remastered original trailer.
Yes. Then the next one we have, which is ironic, it's got 9,000 special features on it, but no trailer anywhere for us to watch. And it's Saturn's Core. It says it makes, and that's a new one, right? Saturn's Core is a new.
They've been on here before, yeah.
Oh, they have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're starting to make.
Anyway, and it's this movie is The Good Book from 1997. It says a dark futuristic tale of society's doomed near future. Ready for here's a nice list of special features on this. It says brand new transfer from the original master tapes. Audio commentary with writer-director Matthew Giaquinto and writer-producer Barry Gerdson. Making of Drop Dead Films, a feature-length documentary chronicling the complete history of the Good Book and Drop Dead Films, featuring director Matthew Giaquinto, writer Barry Gerdson, special effects artist Paul J. Mason, and Fred Kramer, actors Brian Campbell, Chris Pine, not Chris Pine. Oh, wait, is this? Oh, yes, two people, Chris Pine, Alan Ambron, and more. Says isolated music cues featuring an introduction by actor-composer Chris Pine, Vampire Girlfriend, Roommates Part 5, full original excerpt, Drop Dead Films trailer vault. That's probably cool. I like those trailer vaults of those production companies that are like small because you probably find some gems in there. Behind the scenes production stills gallery. Between Time, a CG animated trailer for writer Barry Gertson's debut novel with an introduction by Barry Gertson and animator Mike Quails. The Day I Met My Mother. That's a prequel to How I Met Your Mother. No, or actually a sequel, I should say. A short film by Matthew Giaquinto with optional director's commentary. Finding Destiny, a short film by Matthew Giaquinto. So I think this is like might as well be called the Michael Giaquinto files here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Matthew Giaquinto. Bad Feelings, a short film by Matthew Giaquinto. Reversible cover art by Matthew Giaquinto. No, like.
That brings us to our big pick of the week.
Yeah, which is odd for a December release, but
very odd.
But it's definitely this would have been the best. This would have been the pick of the month, I think, if it wasn't for Ghost Watch, I think, and possibly
this is a good one to give to your grandmother or your kindly old aunt. Cinedigm's Terrifier 2 from this year. After being resurrected by a sinister entity, Art the Clown returns to the timid town of Miles County, where he targets a teenage girl and her younger brother on Halloween night. Behind the scenes of Terrifier 2, extended Boo Crew interview, director commentary with Damien Leone, and fan art. So what a crazy movie that was. If you haven't heard our feature on that, go check that one out.
Yeah, and I think I actually feel that we're getting closer eventually to being on a Blu-ray ourselves. We're getting a lot of these cool new films, and we're getting really like friendly with these with the directors and creators of it. So I'm hoping they'll and they seem to enjoy coming on our show.
Within the next 10 years, we're going to be there.
I think we'll be on one of them. You'll see it like it'll be some other podcast reading it, and they'll be like, "Who are these Civil Gore guys?" And by the way, our name is proudly in the credits. By the way, to In Search of Darkness 3, I checked.
Oh, sweet!
I always make sure we're in there.
Nice, awesome.
It's a backer credit there.
Yeah. So to recap, our last week of December, we had Halloween Ends, The Lair, Mind, Body, and Soul from 92, The Good Book from 97, and our pick of the week, Terrifier 2 from this year. And that's it for December.
Yes.
Pretty good month.
Yes, so it'd be a fun holiday month there. And it's funny, I left nothing for people to get me gifts out of this month's releases. I have some other older ones I put out there.
The only ones I specifically put on my wish list Blu-ray wise, I'm probably gonna end up getting a bunch of records because that's almost on my wish list. But the 2 Night Gallery seasons I have not bought yet.
They're on sale now, actually. You should make it loud to people that you might think would buy that to you and your family there, because Kino Lorber has those on sale. One of them's I think the first one is really cheap, but you have that one already. But 2 and 3 I think are discounted also.
Cool.
Oh, and by the way, speaking of Night Gallery, real quick, this is off topic from the rest of the show here, but remember that short film I was telling you about, that with the woman going through the house, and you said, oh, it was a Night Gallery? That's still not the film I remember. I've seen that one, but that's not the one I read. And the funniest thing, I was Googling, I went down a whole rabbit hole last night of Googling things, and I found a whole bunch of old stuff that I'm always looking for. So I was like, tonight's the night I'm going to find this thing. Still can't find it, but I did find someone else describe it on a Reddit page. They're like, hey, does anyone remember that? And people are like, I kind of remember that. I don't remember what it's for, though. And then I even found this old Tommy Toon thing that used to be on HBO, their shortcut videos also, where it was he was this sweeper in front of the Grauman's Chinese Theater, and gets a fairy godmother, makes him into a movie star. And my friend and I Mark used to always crack up at that. But that's when I found that thing I sent you guys, that movie Panic. Did you watch that link I sent you?
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet because it was long.
My God, you got to watch it. It's like 17 minutes. It's a short, but it used to creep me out when I was a kid. It was so spooky. It's not the greatest quality they have, but I cannot believe I found it. It was one of these things where I was like, oh, you know what? I still never found that either on anywhere. Let me Google that. And I literally searched a plot point to that, which I won't tell you about so you can watch it. And I found it and I linked to it, and there was a couple of copies on YouTube people had posted. So I found it. There was one guy, he literally posted all these rare horror films on his YouTube channel. And that was cool. On there. It's a short film. It's 78. So I think it's British. But it's super creepy. You got to watch it. I think you'll like it. You should watch that tonight if you get a chance. 15, 17 minutes, something like that.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, it's called Panic. Yeah. So maybe we should post a link. I'll post a link on that in the site or something, so everyone can watch that. It's pretty cool.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed our first video experiment. We'll if this goes well, we'll do some more, because this was fun. I thought this was a fun way to record.
Yeah, this is fun. Yeah, and we have improvements in mind. One, I'm going to get a better camera so it's clearer, but then we might we'll be able to possibly edit in clips of stuff, or maybe and then if just a period, if these video things work, I want to start doing little video segments and not to steal this from an idea, but I watched that Haunted Hippie Horror, her channel, and she does a cool thing where she gets a whole bunch of physical media in the mail, or she goes shopping and she comes back, she just shows the discs and stuff and goes over it.
Sort of I was doing with the horror records.
Yeah, so I think I want to do that because basically with the Monolith already, I want to do remember that little thing I teased? I did I was going to do Tales from the Monolith.
Mm-hmm.
I think I want to do something like that where instead of just pictures, I do that. I want to start doing a little video. I'll randomize all my horror films and pull one out off the Monolith and just kind of discuss it or something like that. I think I want to do something like that. We should get the YouTube going. I mean,
yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you back here next week. We got a great interview coming up.
Yes.
And
this is Tim is excited for this.
Super excited about this one. So stay tuned, and we will see you here later.
So yeah. Oh wait, and sweep the leg. Okay. It's a terrible Martin Cove impersonation, but the visual was there. Okay. And I am going to stop the recording.